Good morning. And welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Church. Whether today is your first time here or you've been coming for years, we are so glad that you are with us. My name is Barbara Murray, and my pronouns are she and her, and I'm serving as this morning's worship service associate. We are growing a community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, encourage spiritual growth, and promote social responsibility while we travel on and care for the earth. A special welcome to those at home who are joining us on Zoom today. If you're attending for the first time, please fill out the welcome card on our website so we can get to know you. I'll now share some announcements from this morning. If you won a raffle basket from yesterday's Artisan Fair, which was wonderful, please pick it up in the office after the service. This is from the Social Justice Committee. There are still a few tags on our giving tree. If you would like to provide a gift for a family, promise, child, or adult, please take a tag today from the giving tree out in the foyer. Our sanctuary art panels, you can see them on the walls, are decorated with the A2U2 Advent calendar created by Reverend Ralph Yeager Roberts in 2015. These pieces are offered in the spirit of holding up the delightful ways that our Unitarian Universalist ancestors had a fundamental role in many of the winter holidays celebrated by people everywhere. We hope that you take the time to enjoy reading these stories throughout the coming weeks. And now I'm inviting Kate Sullivan up for an announcement.
Good morning. First, what you all are dying to know. Before today's last-minute purchases, we have cleared $10,000. So in the foyer are some leftover goodies, and we only need $600 more to top 2024, so give it a thought and give it a look. So I've only got a real short period of time because we have a full schedule today. So what I want to say, 2 words, altruism. It feels good to do good. Maybe that's a sufficient reward. However, I don't think we can appreciate or thank people enough when their good work makes a significant contribution in the lives of others, including our church. Another word, overused maybe, amazing. You are all amazing. Would you please applaud yourselves? My minute is up.
And let's give a thanks to Caitlin. Now I'm going to have a little bit of help opening this raffle box from yesterday. Hold on. Emily O'Neill. It's not always this exciting. Thank you all. Wait, no, we have more to do. We gotta do the bell. Yeah, come back up. No, don't come back up. I'll finish it. Now, we invite you to take this opportunity to silence your cell phones. This was just too exciting. We're all out of order so that we can be fully present to one another. We hope you will stay after the service and join in conversation, grab a cup of coffee or tea at the kitchen window, or head all the way down the long hallway and join a group for the brown bag brunch. Those on Zoom can stay on in the Zoom room and connect with one another there. And now, let us center our hearts and minds with the sound of the singing bowl. Good morning, officially this time. I am Reverend Tara. My pronouns are they and them. I am recovering from laryngitis, so I sound funny, and it is my delight to serve as the minister of this congregation. We gather today, this second Sunday in the liturgical season of Advent, and the second week of our worship series, What Do You Fear? Insisting on hope this Advent. We'll also welcome with great joy 10 new members who are formally joining our church community today. After the time for all ages and lamp lighting ritual, those heading to religious education, programming will join Emily down the long hallway for the creation of this year's Christmas pageant movie. Yeah. Those remaining in the sanctuary will explore the ways in which we are called to look for love at work in this world, even when our hope wears thin. Hear now these words of invocation. Family of faith, love is at work, healing and creating, redeeming and dreaming, calling and sending, listening and loving. Yes, indeed. The Spirit is at work, the great beyond, which never gives up, the Spirit of love who holds on to hope. Friends, come and be welcome. You are joyfully called to worship.
As we light our sanctuary chalice this morning, those joining on Zoom are invited to light a candle or a chalice near you to connect us more deeply with one another. Deep calls unto deep. Joy calls unto joy. Light calls unto light. Let the kindling of this flame rekindle us in the inner light of love, of peace, and of hope. As one flame lights another, neither diminishes. We pledge ourselves to be bearers of the light wherever we are.
And we light our candle of community this morning in solidarity with the Portland High School students who organized and participated in a walkout this past Thursday of over 500 students to City Hall in protest of ICE. They are brave. Will you take a breath with me?
In a world full of fear, where do you see glimmers of peace?
I see glimmers of peace in the quiet of early morning when people shake hands, when loved ones say they're sorry, and when the church sings together.
You are right. Even in a fearful world, peace is all around us.
Today, we light the candle of peace as a reminder of this good news. May this flicker of light help us remember that even in a fearful world, peace is present. We only have to look for it.
Good job. Okay.
Our opening hymn this morning is There's a Wild Hope in the Wind. There is a printout in your order of service, and it will also be up on the screen. So after Dale plays it through once, you're invited to rise on your feet or in your hearts and join in singing. Now I'm going to tell a really short story. A really short story, and then release those of you who are waiting so patiently for the Lego movie. I know, I'm less exciting. So I have a short parable. In the tradition of Zen Buddhism, this is called a koan. It's a short story that is meant to confuse, to produce doubt, reflection, a little bit of a brain puzzle, but that has a few really important teachings that might not be totally clear on the surface. So, long ago, in a land far, far away, there was a woman being chased by a tiger. The tiger was getting closer and closer and closer, and she was running as fast as she possibly could. All of a sudden, though, she got to the end of a cliff. Ooh. She grabs onto some vines and holds on tight. She looks down, and there's a tiger below her, too. So there's a tiger below, there's a tiger above. She's holding onto the vines, and then she sees a little mouse who's gnawing on one of the vines. As she's panicking, she sees out of the corner of her eye, on the edge of the cliff, a clump of grass and a couple of beautiful red wild strawberries growing there. She looks at the lion behind her. She looks down at the lion underneath her. She looks at the little unraveling of the vine as the mouse chews. She reaches out with the hand that's not holding the vine, picks a strawberry, and pops it into her mouth. It is the sweetest she has ever tasted.
In a few moments, some of us will leave the sanctuary to attend religious education programming, yes, to make a Lego movie. But first, I invite our lamplighter, Alice, to join me in the pulpit. A lamplighter is entrusted to transfer the light of the sanctuary chalice to the lamp and then go forth to RE spaces where they will light the chalices there. Perfect. Just pull it down. Just pull it down. There you go. I invite those going to RE to follow the lamplighter as we carry the flame, expanding our sacred space.
Would you join me in the spirit of prayer? Spirit of starlight, there are days when beauty catches us by surprise, when hope grows wings and soars beyond us, when love is so big and so real that it is all we can see. There are other days when we find ourselves wondering where we could possibly go from here. We find ourselves wondering if we really did make a difference, or if change was a lost cause all along. You know the kind of days we speak of. We lament the days with ambulance sirens and phone calls from the doctor, of loneliness and haunting news reports, days spent at the cemetery or the jail, days when the suffering and injustice of the world feels particularly close. There are so many ways our hope can run dry. Spirit of love, when the weight of the world presses in on us, when injustice and suffering feel like the dominant narrative, when hope begins to slip through our hands, run toward us. Remind us of all the good. Remind us of the work our hands are capable of and the love our hearts already know. And as you do, we will continue to remind each other of your love's presence, the presence of the sacred mystery in this world. In your holy name, the name of that love that surpasses all understanding, I pray. Amen.
Now is the time in our service where we engage in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts support the ministries of this congregation and our work in the broader community. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a local nonprofit organization doing work to advance our shared values in the world. This month's Share the Plate recipient, however, is a little different. In December, we share our offering with the A2U2 Ministers Discretionary Fund, which provides confidential emergency financial assistance for church members and friends. You can learn more through the e-news or by asking Reverend Tara, and can access the fund by contacting Reverend Tara directly. Donations can be made now as the basket is passed, through the donate button on our website, or if you are a member on Breeze, remembering to make note that your gift is for Share the Plate. Okay. If you are visiting us for the first time this morning, please note that your presence is your gift to us. Thank you.
Sometimes we feel that the future is dim, in the words of our hymn. A mouse chews on the vine. There are tigers above and there are tigers below. Hope flickers low. Does any of this mean anything? Do anything? The phone calls, the protests, the marches, the vigils, the prayers, the elections. the hard conversations, the spiritual discipline, after which we might wonder, did it matter? Did I do it wrong? Was it worth it? Practical theologian we heard from last week in our sermon, Reverend Dr. Buyong Lee, has words for this moment. A response to these questions. This is not doubt born of cynicism, she writes. This is the trembling that comes when conviction meets suffering, when the cost of faithfulness has been high and the fruits appear small. It is what hope sounds like when it's running thin. Some of you know that a group from the greater Portland multi-faith community gather each Wednesday near the entrance to the Cumberland County Jail to pray, sing, and hold in the light those being detained by ICE and those caught up in the carceral system. It is not a protest. It is sacred space. We hold signs like this. Our group has made a connection with the jail's chaplain, Jeff, who has joined us in holding vigil and who has let the folks we are holding in our care on the other side of the walls know that we are there, that we know they are inside, and that their lives matter to us. This past week, Jeff brought letters from 9 women who are currently imprisoned at the jail because they were kidnapped by ICE. Though I wasn't there for the reading of the letters this past Thursday, I had a chance to read them later in the week. I was simultaneously heartbroken by these stories, of course, and also deeply moved by the invisible connection that has emerged on either sides of this boundary over these weeks. Each faith community that is involved in this has received a letter and a name of someone to hold in our prayers. We at A2U2 have a woman named Laura Maria, and I'd like to share part of her letter with you this morning. Agradezco de todo corazón por las personas que están orando por mí y por todas las personas migrantes que estamos aquí en la cárcel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to those who are praying for me and for all the migrants who are here in the jail. Estaba saliendo de una corte y me agarró migración. I was leaving the courthouse when immigration stopped me. Laura Maria goes on to explain she has complex medical problems that are not being treated. Tengo 3 hijos a los que no he podido hablar. I have 3 children I have not been able to speak to. Mis gemelos este 24 de diciembre cumplen 7 años y no los he podido ayudar con dinero por sus estudios y comida, y eso es lo que más me duele. My twins turned 7 years old this Christmas Eve, and I cannot help them with money for school and food. This is what hurts the most. She explains that they're trying to send her to Honduras, a country she's not familiar with, but that she's here to get medical care and doesn't have a life in Honduras. Les ruego sigan rezando mucho. I urge you to continue praying, she says, that I can stay in this country for my children, my twins and daughter with epilepsy and needs medical care too. Somos seres humanos. We are human beings, she writes. I ask with all my heart for mercy for our children. We will have an opportunity to respond, and I'll share details with you about that as they come. I do not believe in telling people to have hope. Some days I myself am all out. I would imagine these 9 women may lose sight of it some days too. This is what community is for. The interdependent web of which we are each a part. We hold hope for each other when we can't hold it for ourselves. You don't have any today? Fine. I'll share mine. That's what we're doing on Wednesday afternoons, this motley group of Episcopalians, Unitarian Universalists, Congregationalists, Jews, Methodists, Buddhists, and Quakers who happen to be free in the middle of a weekday. We bundle up and we stand in solidarity with those we do not know, yet love fiercely. And in our doubt, and in our fear, and in our heartbreak, we share the hope. And we remain steadfast in our trust that somewhere, somehow, love is at work. May it always be so. Around the world, and for thousands of years, members of our human family have found ways to say, "You are not alone." Others have journeyed the place where you find yourself, and we journey with you now. There are many ways for us to give one another strength, courage, and love. The slip of paper in your order of service is how we'll do that today. If you don't have one, I've got probably 6 or 7 up here if you want to give a wave. This is an exercise of care, trust, and vulnerability. To name on paper a struggle in your life and the hope that lives inside you as you struggle. Don't write your name on the paper, but know that your card will be read by someone other than you, so try to write as clearly as possible. Use the back of the paper if you wish. Be brave enough to answer these 2 questions. In my life right now, I'm struggling with, and in that struggle, one thing I hope for is. Those on Zoom are invited to type their responses to the prompts, which I'll add to the chat in a moment, into the chat and send them in a direct message just to me. As Dale plays, and actually I forgot to give the ushers instructions for this, but as someone hands around the other 2 offering plates in the back, please place your card into the offering plate and pass it along. In this community, we make one another brave. We give one another peace. We hold the hope for one another. As theologian Paul Waddell says, hope has to be seen, to be believed. It has to be made visible. It has to be something we can feel and touch. We are called to be persons who embody hope for one another. We have to be each other's partners in hope. This is our way today of being partners in hope. You're holding someone else's struggle and their hope. Take a moment to read them. You don't know who wrote them. This struggle and this hope could belong to the person who annoys you the most. Or it could belong to the person you most admire in this community. These words might have been written by the person sitting next to you. Take them up into your heart. Offer out loving kindness to the unknown person who made themselves vulnerable. Let us be now each other's partners in hope. I'll invite you to take the card home with you. Put it in your pocket or copy and paste the struggle and hope you received in the chat somewhere you can find it later. Put the card somewhere so you'll encounter it again a few times this week. And when you do, imagine that unknown person and their struggle and send them your loving kindness. Keep holding the hope for them all week long. When we're running out of hope, let us allow ourselves to be carried for a time by the hope of another, and trust always that love is at work and always on the way. Would you join me now in our closing hymn, number 226, People Look East. It'll be up on the screen. Dale will play it once, and then you're invited to rise and sing with joy, with hope, that we are here together. After the benediction and extinguishing our chalice, you are invited to remain seated in silence for a time of reflection and integration while Dale offers the postlude. In a fearful world, may you look for love's spirit. May you reach for each other's hands. May you choose courage wherever and whenever you can. And in all things, may you remember that good news is louder than fear. In the name of that love who calls, who sends, and who journeys with, go in peace, be not afraid. Our worship has ended, and our service begins. Go in peace.